let me start by saying there's a lot I want to talk about, but I think I want to talk right at the beginning about my favorite moment, which is the beginning action set piece in the desert. I love that, and it's not really a spoiler, but I love that. I've always wondered when people are in an action shootout why more people don't go below the car and shoot at people's legs.
Yeah.
And I watched this happen in the movie, and I'm like, this is awesome. I've been waiting for this for forever.
This is what you would do.
Yeah, no, but I'm being serious. Like, you always see people above the car, and there's all that room.
Yeah.
So where did that idea come from in that sequence?
It came from Julian Spencer, who's an ex-para, and we were pre-vising that sequence because originally we were supposed to have 4 days to shoot it, and we ended up having 1 day because the wigs got stuck in Morocco. And customs. So he was like, our whole take on the movie was make it authentic, make it real. So he said, well, in the paras, this is exactly what I would do. And it was to go on.
I mean, that was kind of a guideline for a lot of situations, I think. You know, what would happen in real life, what we do. And both him and Jackie, who my character is based on, they were there close, and kind of we just solved situations. It was a lot of emergency kind of solutions because, you know, it was kind of chaotic. It was really warm and it was quite intense. Like the whole shoot was quite intense.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 12-hour day in a very, very hot desert situation. But we really wanted us to feel like when we were seeing what Sam did, that she could really do it. We wanted it to feel real so you could connect to it as an audience and feel that tension.
Completely. Well done.
Great.
Right, and I'm out. I'm definitely curious, how did you two first meet? And what is it like when you're sitting down for that first meeting, thinking you might want to work together? You know, are you like nervous the night before? Are you overthinking what you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm gonna let you, because you knew more about me before we met than I knew about you.
So I really was gunning for Noomi, and I was in LA basically trying to get a meeting with an agency so that I could get access to her. And I went in and did a pitch an hour before my flight was due to go. I'd been there 2 weeks and I only got the meeting in that window. And they loved the pitch, so they said, well, send it to Noomi, and she reads quickly. So then the next, I was like 2 days later, I landed in London, and Noomi wanted to meet. So we met off the Portobello Road.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like love at first sight.
Yeah,
in a way, wasn't
straight
it?
away.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you really just straight away connect and you feel like we are on the same frequency. Like we are. I kind of felt like I've been waiting for you. And I think, you know, we're partners. It feels like we started building the character and kind of went on this journey together very much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We shared the same vision.
Yeah.
And that took us the whole way through the movie.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to meet someone that has the same vision for you as something, because you know then you're going to create the movie you want to create.
I'm definitely curious, from the genesis of the idea through what people see on screen, how much changed along the way, and how much changes when you have an actor who's now that character and you know, has that voice?
Well,
I think we kind of moved it away from, it was a bit more action-y before, I would say, and when I came on board, it felt like kind of, we went into her, it became stronger characters, and you did your pass on the script, and it felt like, we kind of wanted to move away from everything you've seen before as well, to not be repetitive of the other films and situations you've seen, and I feel like I mean, it's almost like Noomi and Sam. It's 50-50, you know, right?
yeah, well, it was unique because Noomi came on board the project a year before we shot.
Yeah.
And we really worked on the script together. So all these layers that got added were very much coming from Noomi as well, which for a director is a dream situation because you're getting this real kind of authentic fabric into the script. And for me, it was very important that it was a female character in that role and that it was uniquely a woman, and therefore it couldn't be played by a man. So the detail and the layers in the character were essential to achieving that, really.
Yeah, I'm also a big proponent of more female, more women kicking ass on screen.
Great.
So just I'm happy that something like, but I definitely want to talk about the editing room because ultimately that's the final rewrite. So what did you learn after you're in the editing room? What did you learn from any early screenings that impacted the finished film?
We screened it at a point where we were actually already quite comfortable with the structure of the film. I guess from the assembly, that's where we really learnt that the film, our editor based the first pass just on the character, so he left out all the action and he built up the story between Sam and Zoe, and that gave us the real fabric for the movie, and then the action was like a bonus because we felt, and this is what we learnt I suppose through the edit, that if you can engage the audience with that character story and that journey, then the action becomes way more relevant and way more enticing and exciting because you're connected to those characters. So
And also, like, I mean, I think sometimes scenes are overwritten. It's too many words. And that was something we started doing straight away to strip things out. Like, we don't need to say that. I can show it. I can live it. You will see it in my body language. Just kind of be less is more throughout.
Well, your eyes are massively expressionate. So, Noomi would say, instead of these lines of dialogue, can I just show you? Yes, do it, And that creates more of a visual piece, which is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Before filming begins, you're looking at the script, you know what you're going to be filming. What's the sequence you're like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass?
Underwater. I'm scared of water.
For real?
Yeah.
And how long did you have to film underwater?
It was a couple of days in that tank. So when I started, when I went down with the divers first, it was a journey for me to overcome my fear, because I hate being underwater, and there's this, I don't know, I think I was pushed in a swimming pool when I was like 6 or something. I couldn't swim, and it's like my body still remember that kind of the fear and the shock. So I had nightmares about the underwater scenes, and it's a proper, it's a fight scene. I'm being like knocked out underwater and stuff like that. So it was that was my. Do you remember? I felt like I was underwater for I think it was I've been under here for a minute, and then I came up as 13 seconds. That was when we were practicing. I was like, what? It must be more. But it was interesting to really kind of look the fear in the eye and be like, okay, enough. I don't want to have this anymore. I need to fight this with myself. And
it was very inspiring, because you did not let that fear stop you from doing the scene. They built a scaffolding tank so that Noomi could get used to it while she could stand up. And then we were like, we can do it all at this level if you want, Noomi. And she was like, no, I'm gonna, I'm committing. I'm gonna do it the way it needs to be done. And you went deep, swimming for that hook and everything.
Yeah.
Have you gone swimming since then?
I mean, I'm okay with swimming when I can stand.
Right, no, totally.
But I don't like dark water, and definitely not being held underwater and fight underwater.
Well,
Chris is big. He was a giant guy pulling you down. Yeah.
I've seen enough horror movies to know what happens in the water. So I read in the press notes that you guys might work again together. So can you tease what might be coming up?
Well, we have a few things cooking.
We do have a few things cooking. A lot about authentic female characters, one of which is a true story. I don't know if we can say more than that.
I mean, the thing is, we have a very strong connection, and I feel like we share the same view on things, and we have, next one we will be even stronger, because we will be in a stronger position. But also, you're a young filmmaker, and I'm just very much in awe and admiring your journey, because I can see how you grow, and it's quite rare that it was a tough shoot, and I could see how you just reframed yourself and took new decisions based on the current situation, instead of holding on to no, this is how I wanted to do this. I've been planning this for years. You're very open to whatever is in front of you and make it work, and it's a skill that is quite rare. So I'm very excited for the next chapter we have together.
Mossad agent, what? On that note, congrats on the movie. I hope you guys are working together again soon. Have a fantastic day doing press.